Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.
You know, many of us nowadays looking for insight, looking for answers in our life, looking for direction. A lot of that can come in the metaphysical world. And there's lots of people out there that have intuition, who are psychics, know all about gemstones and specific stones and so much more. I have found a holistic and metaphysical haven in Avon Lake, Ohio, and she's behind all of it. It's called Seeds of Wellness, and she's the owner of the place, and she's with us. We're going to learn a lot today from Brenda Mayo. Welcome. How are you today?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. And a lot of the stuff you do, I am a big fan of. Let's talk about some of the services. I know first and foremost, a lot of people very much into psychic readings. That's something you offer. Do you personally do readings?
I offer what is called an animal guide reading. It's based on Native American traditions where I pull, basically you're pulling animals and it tells you what you need to learn right now to move down your path. So it's very much focused on what's happening in your life now. But I have a group of different psychic mediums that come in on a monthly basis.
Gotcha. I believe in all of that, by the way. So let's get that out of the way.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
I have one psychic medium by the name of Greg Nicholas. He is already fully booked 2 months out.
I believe it. Yeah. The ones who are good and legit get that. And you know that they are, because people wouldn't be coming back and booking and telling their friends if they weren't getting a reading that was spot on and getting answers. The other thing I know you do is stones and direct and sell. And by the way, I walk the walk, I talk the talk. I'm just grabbing over here just randomly, stick of selenite ready to go there.
Oh, yeah.
That's it right there.
Selenite.
Look at that. I have this. Somebody gave me this, and I'm not really sure what it is. Maybe you can tell me what it is. Now it's I know it's kind of hard to see. It's clear. It's not completely clear. It's, I can't see through it. It's cloudy.
That looks like, actually, it's another piece of selenite. Believe it or not.
I thought that, because when you look through it, it does look somewhat similar. However, this is polished and shiny, where I know this is a stick of selenite. It's rough.
Right. And that's called raw. When it's not polished, we call it raw.
Okay.
So then you're looking at something like this. It's been carved, but it is more on the raw side. Now, do you know what selenite's for?
I know that it can be used to recharge other stones. I know that it has some protection properties. Am I going the right direction here?
Yes, yes.
Let me think. It brings a lot of positivity.
Yes.
And tell me more, please, because that's all I got.
Basically, it's the stone of mental clarity.
Oh.
So
wow.
It helps you keep your mind clear. It also instills a deep peace of tranquility. So it's very good for calming, which is great for where you are. That's probably why you got it. Helps to clear confusion, helps to aid with seeing the bigger picture, as opposed to, because we get caught up in our little details.
Mm.
It also helps to balance your emotions and helps to stabilize them. So selenite does a lot. It actually is also for the crown chakra, which is our connection with the divine. So selenite is great for that divine connection, and also can attract wealth and prosperity.
Give me that stone again.
Yes.
Come to me. I love you. This is what I struggle with. I never know where to put certain gemstones. Does it always have to be in your pocket? Again, I keep this particular stick right in front of me. I mean, it's literally at arm's length.
Yes.
And when I look at my monitor, my main monitor here, it's what I'm looking at. I also have another stick of that in the console of my car. I just had an extra one. I threw it in there. Am I doing the right thing, or does it physically have to be on your body?
It does not need to physically be on your body. And
Okay.
the thing is that what selenite is all about, what it touches. So it cleanses whatever it's touching.
But
So you have,
I'm not touching it though.
right. So it's not cleansing you, but it's cleansing your desk and it's cleansing everything it's touching on your desk. In your car, it's cleansing your car because it's touching a part of your car. So it's keeping the entire car cleansed. I have a stick in my glass case to cleanse my glasses every single night while I'm sleeping.
Wow.
So, yeah. So that's what's great about selenite.
Mm. Would you say, would you say it's kind of the most versatile, all-purpose gemstone that you could have?
It's one of them.
Okay.
Another one is carnelian. Carnelian does a whole lot of everything. And of course, people love amethyst.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the stone of spiritual awakening. This helps your mind also be calm, but it also helps with focusing. And this is also has healing and cleansing properties, just like selenite.
Hmm. What I'm getting from you, Brenda, is the little stick of the polished. I should probably carry it with me.
Yes,
Yeah.
probably
So
should.
another question about these stones in general. Is it mostly about the intent? Where I'm going with that is if I just was holding a piece of glass, piece of plastic, and it wasn't legit a gemstone, and my intent was you're going to protect me, you're going to cleanse me, you're going to bring me prosperity. That's the intention I set for this piece of whatever it is. Would you get a lot of the same benefits with the intention?
You'd get some of it because everything vibrates.
Ah, okay, yes.
So it's all about the vibration. And of
Mm,
course, everything has a vibration to it. Now, glass, because it is made from sand, has a better vibration to it than, of course, something like plastic, because that's not a natural
yep.
substance. So you're not going to get a lot of benefit from it. And what a lot of people don't understand either, this is, of course, a piece of black opal. People don't understand is that these stones have been held, moved, carried by many, many people. So they don't understand that they are to be working for you. So people don't understand how to activate their crystals and that you have to activate them. So they know that their vibration is to be helping you.
Wow. Uh, as soon as you, by the way, with my question, as soon as you said vibration, I was done. You answered it. Done. Because I get it. You know, everything is vibration, and everything is energy, carries a vibration. So right there, it's I always hear the word intent, and the intent is pretty heavy in a lot of stuff that we do, but the intention, you got to have the genuine stone. So that's that. Can we find
Right.
stones on your website?
Actually, you can. We're starting to put them on our Facebook shop and our
Ah,
Instagram shop. So you can actually buy one stone. You don't have to buy a pound or five. We're actually allowing people to buy one stone. And I'm also a Reiki master and sound healer. So I
hmm.
can actually pick up a stone. If I think of your name, I can tell whether or not that stone is for you just by the feel of it and the energy it's giving me
Remotely.
remotely.
Wow. Um,
So I will then pick up the stones and find out which one is for you before I send it to you.
Interesting. And I've often heard more recently that if you're going to select a stone, you should do so. Let's say you go into a gem store that
Mhm.
you pick the one that's calling to you. So let's say you're picking selenite or whatever one, amethyst, doesn't matter. If you're trying to decide which one I should grab, it's 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 telling you. You just need to
Yeah.
listen.
Right. And some people are looking at how pretty it is,
Right.
but the looks of it is not what is calling you. And so what we tell people to do is put it in your hand, close your hand, and ask in your mind, are you for me?
Hmm.
And I know for a fact this black opal isn't for me. None of them like me. So they will either start to warm up or they will have a tingling in your hand. My hand tends to vibrate. I tend to start going up and down when it's a stone for me. But yeah, unfortunately, black opal is just not a stone I need right now. So,
Oh, hmm. Okay. All right.
but you find that sometimes you don't need the stone, even though it's very pretty.
Um, rose quartz. What are your feelings?
I'm not a pink person,
Okay.
but rose quartz is a great stone for people who are needing that feeling of love. If you've got somebody who's lonely, somebody who has depression issues, anxiety, worry, they need that sense of unconditional love. Rose quartz is great for that.
Can I share a rose quartz story with you?
Sure.
It was a year ago, almost a year ago. I was in Georgia and my friend is into stones and bunch of guys hanging out and we went to visit him. We haven't seen him in a while. And we just sort of, in a outdoor market and we go into the shop. Now, I don't know a lot about this, learning very fast. And I saw them and I'm like, I hear they're good. I just grab a rose quartz, whatever. Um, I grabbed one that had a string that you can hang it, and I'm, just grabbing a couple of things. I get back home, and my daughter, uh, who is 15, had somewhat of an emergency, and I had to take her to the hospital. So I go to the hospital, and that morning I put that rose quartz hanging from my rear view. It's valet parking only. Guy who's like 22 comes up to me. He's like, "Man, I can't believe that you gave me such a great idea. This is just like fantastic idea." I'm like, "What are you talking about? What do you mean?" And he goes, I love rose quartz, and I'm going to hang a rose quartz on my rear view mirror. Now, there's somewhere I'm going with the story. And I said, "Oh, okay, well, great." I said, "Wait a minute." I reached in my pocket and I had other stones of rose quartz. I'm like, "You know what? This is for you." And I gave it to him. I go into the hospital. There were challenges in finding a room for my daughter. It could be days. And I just prayed to my mom. And 30 minutes later, the nurse comes out and says, "Hey, we have a room for her." I'm like, "Oh, fantastic." And then they assign the room and they assign a doctor, and the doctor's name is Rose Smith. And we're all good. But here's the kicker. And I'm like, "Rose Smith, really?" That's my mom's name who passed away 4 years ago.
Oh my.
Can't make it up.
Wow. Yeah, everything aligned.
Everything aligns. And that's also Rose is also my daughter's middle name. And not only was that her doctor, but when I went to see her, there was another woman that, bopped on by, and my daughter said, "Yeah, that's Rose." I'm like, "Oh, that's your doctor." She goes, "No, it's another woman. There's a woman here called Rose too." I'm like, "Okay, thank you, Rose Quartz. And thank you, Mom."
Yeah.
So, like you said, if things can align and happen for reasons like I made that guy's day, the valet parker, because he wanted a rose quartz. Just weird how things happen. I can't explain them.
Yes. We're in the backside of a strip mall, right between a liquor store and a pizza cutter. So
Okay.
an interesting place for us to be between liquor and pizza. But we firmly believe that people find our store when they need it and when they're looking for it.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. Even all of this, it will present itself to you. How do they say that? The teacher will show itself when the student is ready.
Ready? Yes.
Yeah.
You got
Yeah.
to be ready.
Do you find a lot of people come to you just not knowing what they need, but they need something?
Yes, we do get that. Our big thing is about education, as you could tell about me knowing about stones and things. We really love to provide knowledge to people so that when they leave here, they feel like they know something, they've learned something,
Mm,
and they don't feel like when they bought something and they don't know what to do with it. there's nothing worse than, oh, that was really cool, but I get it home and okay, I don't really know what to do with it, but it's pretty.
Well, hence the stick is selenite. I
Yeah.
got it. It's near me, but based on what you're saying, that its properties are more positive when it touches whatever. I'm gonna carry that one in my pocket, and I don't carry it because I'm always afraid I'm gonna lose it. So,
Right.
that's the other part of me. And I don't lose a lot of stuff, but I want it. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah.
How about some of the other stuff, Brenda, that you offer there at the store?
Another one of the things that we offer is CBD. We offer, what people don't understand is that CBD comes in 3 different forms. One form is called an isolate. That means they've stripped out everything out of the plant and just left the CBD. We don't like to carry that particular version. We will in an external, because external isn't really affecting the entire body. So we might do that for an external product, but we want as much of the plant to help you as possible. So we carry, a lot of people love gummies. They stay in your system longer, about 4 to 6 hours compared to other versions
Really?
of CBD. Uh-huh.
Hmm.
The longer it takes to get into your system, the longer it stays in your system.
Okay. Huh.
So an edible like gummies takes about 45 minutes to an hour
Yep.
to get into your system, but it stays longer, which is great for sleeping, or if you're trying to get something to help you through the day. That's why people like the gummies. Plus, people don't question gummies. They can carry them on a plane. People think that they're just candy, so it's easy.
Yeah.
This particular version is a vegan version. There is no animal byproduct in their product. And this is what is called a broad spectrum, and which means it has no THC, but it has more than just CBD in it. It has some CBN, some CBG. It has some of the what we call terpenes that are part of the plant. So you're getting more of the benefit of the hemp plant with a broad spectrum product. Full spectrum is got that little bit of THC in it, and it also contains as much of the plant as they can possibly get in it. Some brands are better at that than other brands, but we can't guarantee that if it has that little bit of THC, it won't show up in a drug test.
So I will reveal to you that I had a great night of sleep, and I had my full spectrum tincture,
Okay.
and slept fantastic. Now, I only just started using this tincture. I tried it, a smaller dosage, and it worked, but I woke up, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I wanted to sleep till like 7 that day. Slept pretty good during the night, took more last night. Again, feel fantastic. A little groggy when I woke up, but sometimes I normally feel that way anyway. So
I relate.
yeah. So, 5 minutes later, I'm like, bing, ready to go, fully awake, fully aware, good night's sleep. The stuff really does work. And I think, Brenda, for everybody that questions that, because, it's got a connection to marijuana in plant wise, that you need to realize that it's not going to get you high. That's not the intent. And you've got things in your body that it is naturally working with. It's right. People don't
Yes,
realize
it's
that.
called the endocannabinoid system.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what people don't understand is CBD counteracts the high of THC.
I've
So the
heard
more
that.
CBD you have in the product, the ratio means that you're going to have less of a high with a higher dose of CBD. So the more THC, you're going to have more of a high.
Somebody even told me, and this is just to illustrate your point, that if you had too much THC, so let's say, whatever, your friend had some, smoked some, whatever it is, like, oh my gosh, I'm paranoid, I took too much, crazy. Take CBD because it'll counteract it and bring you back
Yes.
down. Right?
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. And people don't understand that they're giving CBD with a little bit of THC in cancer. They want that THC because the THC is what helps with the nausea and helps you want to eat.
And does that get done with the 0.3% that's typically in the full spectrum you spoke of?
It can, yes.
Okay.
I've had people who said that it somewhat makes them hungry, but the more THC in it, the more it's going to help with the wanting to eat.
But it's
But
never going to
you've
be any
got to
more.
have those two together.
And that's why full spectrum, as opposed to broad spectrum having no THC, is so effective. But
Yeah.
it's my understanding it'll never be more than 0.3% in terms of THC.
It has to be less than that according to
Yes.
the law.
Yeah.
So yeah, it never will. But some people have to have that little bit of THC to really get an effect.
Yes.
I'm one of them.
Same here.
I love these gummies. They're infused with natural flavoring. They taste wonderful and they dissolve really easily underneath the tongue. So you get the sublingual so it goes in your system faster. But
Can we go there? Can we go there? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I wondered this question. If you take a gummy sublingual under the tongue, there's oils. That's what I took last night. Kicked in probably in about 20 minutes. I started like, oh, I'm getting a little groggy. Time to go to bed and watch a little TV. Out. Can you take a gummy and put it under your tongue and get some of the sublingual benefits of it?
Yes. The longer it stays in your mouth, then the THC is going through the sublingual. So you're going to get that CBD through the sublingual.
Fabulous.
So the more you suck on the gummy, the more sublingual you're going to get, and it will get in your system within 20 to 30 minutes.
Fantastic. Learning so much today, Brenda. And if I'm not learning, you're just reinforcing little pieces of information that I had floating out there. Yeah.
Right.
I love talking with you because you make things so clear. Some of this is a little, for others that haven't really dove into the metaphysical water, if you will, that sometimes it can be a little woo-woo, but you just, make it so clear, understandable, and we know it works because people wouldn't be still using stones in 2023. They've been around for centuries. People wouldn't be looking at CBD. Again, that was used centuries ago. It just got, mainstream now. And same thing with intuitives. And that's just some of the services you offer. How do we find you? How do we find you online?
Our website is seedsofwellnessllc.com.
And if anybody has any questions, want some direction on even buying stones, and that would be me. I would hear people tell me this black stone, it's called tourmaline or whatever. I can never be a doctor because I can't remember names like that, like medicinal names that sound like some of the stone names. Can we reach out to you and get guidance that way?
Sure. You can call us at 440-933-7733.
Brenda, fantastic talking with you today. Learned a lot, and there's so much more to talk about.
Yes. And if you follow us on social media, we're on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, as well as LinkedIn. I do videos for our stones of the month and for our candles of the month. So there is a video, and we also are on YouTube under Seeds of Wellness. So there's a full video about a particular stone and also other stones you can pair with it.
That's something we didn't even get into today. So wow, looking forward to checking that out. And again, you make things so clear that I have to imagine even looking at the videos or even the reels, on social, that is going to be the same exact way. Fantastic. Brenda, thanks for being with us today. Looking forward to talking with you again.
Oh, it was awesome. Thank you so much for inviting me. It was great.
Broadcasting from the business capital of the world, this is the Podcast Business News Network.